It's about saying yes to going to the gym when you don't feel like it. It's about saying yes to eating healthy when you want to eat shit. It's about saying yes to going to sleep early when you're really programmed to go to sleep late. It's about saying yes to doing the work instead of watching Netflix. It's about saying yes to your dream. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode on the Luke Mind Power podcast. Another opportunity for us to hang out, chill, sip on a chill, take action, believe in ourselves, grow, and keep moving forward. There's a lot going on in everybody's life, I can only imagine, but it is through the perseverance that you really get to experience fulfillment and joy and happiness, because we go through the storms of life, we go through the challenges, and there's always something that comes up. Remember that it's a blessing to be alive, and we're getting closer and closer to our event in London on the 2nd of November, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And I'm definitely feeling the pressure, because there is a lot that you have to organize. There's a lot of energy that you have to put into hosting an event. And I'm very blessed that I have a really good team and good people by my side that are helping me to put all of this together. So make sure you get your tickets. If you haven't got your tickets yet, click the link in the description below, and you can find the link on all of my social media platforms for the London event. You know what? It's going to be a powerful moment, I know, in my life and in everybody's life who joins virtually, or whether you join us in person. Having people like Esther Sarafati, a relationship expert, and David Power Talk. This is actually his first international event, which is phenomenal, because he invited me to come and speak on his stage last year. And so for me to be returning the favor and having him speak at my event is going to be, man, like, I've seen the work that he's been doing. He has been around. He's been taking action. Like, nearly every weekend he's on stage. So, and once upon a time, we were just social media content creators. You know, once upon a time, we were just posting content. We were speaking. We were sharing inspirational motivation. We're going live on Instagram. And then 6 years later, now we're doing a lot. I mean, he started doing his events and stuff like that back in 2022. I started last year. Funny enough, the thing that actually got me into action, so I'll share with you a little bit of a backstory, because I think it's important that you understand my journey, and that things don't happen by chance. They happen by change. They happen by choice, right? Taking action. So last year, I got in touch with a lawyer, because I wanted to get a immigration visa. I just wanted to get a visa, because I wanted to come to the US and get a work visa, so that I could get on stages and create events in the US and work there, right? So I went through this process, and things did not turn out the way that I wanted them to. And so it's sometimes things happen in your life where, you know, you want to make something work, but it doesn't work out, doesn't work for you. And so this is really, really important, that as you keep moving forward in your life and realize that sometimes things don't happen, sometimes you don't get what you want. Hence why I'm in Europe at the moment. But my next step, and I'm still working on this, is to come to the US and obviously do big events. And it's funny, because when I first came to Los Angeles, when I came to America in 2019, and then I came back to Australia, I knew straight away. I was like, that's where I'm going to be doing a lot of my work. Like, I felt it. I was like, shit, man, like, that's the place. Like, it's people are taking action. There's a lot of hustle, a lot of conferences, a lot of events. You know, people are really wanting to grow and become better versions of themselves. And obviously, the US has a big population as well. You know, in Australia, there was only 20. I mean, now there's probably more, 25, 26 million people. Obviously, Europe is a lot bigger as well. But that's why I moved as well, because I know that I'm destined for greatness. You know, I'm already living it. And when you know, you don't muck around, you know what I mean? And I know it could have been easy for me to stay in Australia, you know, and stay there and just go, you know, I can serve from there, I can do my thing there, and there's enough people, this and that. But yeah, I'm very ambitious, you know, and I'm more than that. And I know that they say that the land of the free, America, is where the dream is at and all that kind of stuff. But there is a lot of opportunity, and it's not surprising, because you do see a lot of artists, successful people eventually move to the US or live there for long periods of time with their journeys of influence and in their artistic way of doing what they do. And they end up there. So yeah, I just, for me, I would feel like I was limiting myself if I'd stay in Australia. But that's why I've also made my dreams come true moving to Europe, moving to Poland, because it was always something that was there. There was something that was pulling me. And I think just growing up in the Polish culture and having that connection for many, many years, it's not surprising that I've found myself here. And I mean, if I think about my childhood, I was always trying to find my place. And I think that's the journey of life for yourself as well. It's your responsibility to find your place, to find yourself, to figure out where is home? Where is home? And I know that there's a saying, it says, home is where the heart is. And I guess, how can you really understand that? Home is where the heart is. And when I think about where is home for me, and I think it's at a deeper place of not a location, it's not a destination, it's not a country. Home is peace. Feeling at home is what I take from that saying, home is where the heart is where is your peace at? And the peace is an internal thing. It's within yourself. It's not something outside of yourself. It's not, and that's why I say it's not a country, it's not a home, it's not a house, it's not a car. It's legitimately within yourself. And so that's where I take that. Home is where the heart is like home is peace within yourself. And if you haven't achieved that yet, and you're not peaceful within yourself, and you're not in alignment, or you're not living a fulfilled life, or you're not happy where you are, that's a dream. It's not necessarily, and this is the deeper part of like looking back into deeper core of like your existence, of who you are, your true essence. And I just love that word, true essence. It's such a powerful word, like to come back into yourself and go, what is your true nature? Like the true nature of a lion or a wild animal is to hunt and is to survive and is live in the wild and is to feed and to procreate, whatever as they do. But as a human, right, you have something inside of you that no one knows about, even you. And if you haven't, and I know there's still a lot within me that I haven't discovered yet, that I haven't learnt about myself yet, because I haven't traveled far enough. And this is the beautiful gift that you have for yourself, is to go, well, you know what? Yeah, I haven't explored myself. I haven't discovered my power yet. I haven't really unlocked my greatness, quote unquote, Unlock Your Greatness live conference in London, 2nd of November, guys. Make sure you're there, either virtually or in person. The tickets link in the description below. Get your tickets. You can find them all over my social media platforms. But that true essence of you, who is that? What is that? And I say that having the courage to explore yourself, to spend time with yourself, to figure it out. It's like a puzzle. It's like if you haven't figured yourself out yet, because the world will get to you and the past doesn't define you, but most of us let it, because our brain has been programmed with these experiences that for many of us, these experiences have shaped us into someone that we're not. Some of these experiences and these relationships in our childhood and whatever we've gone through have developed our mind into someone who we're not. Hence why a lot of us are just fighting with ourselves, because we're not who we're truly meant to be. And I just say that your life is worth finding. Your life is worth discovering. It's a beautiful gift that you can give to yourself. Like everybody, seriously. A lot of you guys are my clients that work with us in the Superpower Mastermind, in the Speak and Transform program, our speaking program. Some of you guys work with me privately. And I got to tell you, man, for those of you who have invested in yourself, that work with me as your life coach, as your trainer, as your coach to help you to become an extraordinary speaker, I got to tell you, man, the biggest gift that you can give yourself, and I know this because I did it myself, is to invest in yourself. Like you have given yourself a present. You have said, basically, you've come to me and you've gone, Luke, I want you to help me. I'm like, yeah, no worries. This is what we do. This is how I can help you. But the fact that you're paying money, like you're standing up, you're doing your research, you're going, okay, this makes sense to me. I want to work on myself. And then here's the money. And it's not that you're giving the money to me. It's the fact that you believe that your life is so valuable that you're willing to pay and invest in your personal transformation development, building your confidence, healing your trauma, healing your past, becoming the best version of yourself, unlocking your greatness. You know, everybody that's bought tickets to Unlock Your Greatness to our event in London on the 2nd of November, if you've bought tickets, what you're saying to yourself is, I am worthy, I am valuable. I'm valuable enough that I'm willing to pay because I want to be around positive people. I want to be around an environment that's healthy, positive, uplifting, and I want to heal and grow and transform my life. That's all you're doing. You're not going, oh, I'm going to give money to Luke. No, you're actually giving it to yourself because you're getting something from it. This is a part of like your success and transformation is learning from people who have what you want. A part of my success, I wouldn't be here if I didn't invest in myself. I learned from Lisa Nichols. I gave her $12,000 because I was like, she has something I want. I want to learn from her. She has a great ability to inspire and to communicate and to teach me how she does what she does. So here I am, guys, the Luke Mind Power podcast, Unlock Your Greatness live event in London coming up 2nd of November. Over 3 million people that follow me on all my social media platforms. I'm living my dream. I work from wherever I want. I coach people from all around the world live on freaking Zoom, on WhatsApp. Like I'm doing and living in my purpose, in my calling. It's natural. It's peaceful because I'm being myself. And you can't not become who you're meant to be when you're surrounding yourself with people who are living their dreams, who are in alignment, who are living from their true authenticity, their true essence. You surround yourself with people who are pessimistic, who are unhappy, who are depressed, who are dealing with anxiety, who are freaking insomniacs, who can't sleep, who are working in their jobs that they hate. You surround yourself with all this stuff that is just not helping you, uplifting you. It doesn't help you when you keep hearing people complaining about their life, about how shit it is all the time. You can't grow if you're around that all the time. You know, I love this quote from Dan Penner. I remember him saying, he goes, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. That is one of the most powerful quotes that you can hear. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Because we become who we are connected to. Energy is contagious, ladies and gentlemen. And I heard one of my clients talking, and actually it's Rebecca Maddie from Sydney, and she's a powerful, powerful soul. She's taken action so much and she's doing the work in the Superpower Mastermind. She's changed her whole life. But we were on a coaching call last week and she said, because I said, hey, tell us about your journey. Like, what's changed? How's your life changed? And she goes, you know what, Luke, like she said something like, kind of like, screw you, because you just keep knocking it into our heads. You keep repeating and you keep telling us and telling us and telling us and telling us and telling us until it sinks in. And I was like, that's the truth. I said, because you'll hear me say something over and over and over and over again. I'm also fighting with myself because I don't want to repeat myself. I don't want to sound like a robot that keeps repeating himself. But repetition is the mother of skill. And when you're on repeat and you keep saying the same shit over and over and over again, one of the things that we do inside our coaching space on Sundays when we have a coaching session is we set ourselves up for the week. And what I do is I go, all right, guys, it's time to work on your goals. It's time to write down the goals that you're going to work on this week, your non-negotiable goals, so that you can achieve them. And I'll check in with you on Friday to make sure that you are getting your goals done. And we do it every week. So you want accountability, you want a positive environment, you want someone to have your back and you want to actually reprogram yourself for success. Consistency, ladies and gentlemen, and repetition. It may seem like it's like, oh my gosh, not this again. And I'm like, well, stay the same then. Keep doing the same shit that you've been doing that's not getting you the results that you want, and keep complaining about why life isn't changing when you keep staying the same. And this is the challenge that we have to deal with in our life. Unlock Your Greatness, 2nd of November, London. This event for me is growth. It's me going, Luke, I did an event in Sydney and that was on the 4th of January, 2024. It's October 2024. When's the next event, Luke? Are you going to make it bigger? Are you going to create another opportunity for people to come and see you, right? Are you going to put energy into something that is going to be bigger and more challenging to deal with, where it's going to be out of your comfort zone? Are you going to grow some more, Luke? What are you going to do? Well, exactly. That's why I'm doing it. Because I'm not staying the same. I'm not just here to do the podcast and here to do coaching. I'm here to meet people. I'm here to create environments where we can come together. We can live our dreams by supporting each other, learning from each other, being inspired by each other, making new friends, surrounding yourself with like-minded people. Ladies and gentlemen, the opportunities will present themselves, and whether you say yes or no is the definition between you leveling up and growing and you staying the same. That's the difference. And I learned this in September 2018. That's why I say, guys, if you haven't got your tickets to the event, click the link in my profile on all my social media platforms. Click the link in this YouTube video down below and get your tickets, because this event's going to change your life. You've been listening to my podcast and you haven't bought a ticket, and this is your calling. This is your sign. It's time for you to take action, time for you to evolve, time for you to get out of your own way, not be your own worst enemy. It's time for you to show up for you. Join us at this event. It's going to be something that you're going to look back at and you're going to go, you know what? That was the event that changed my life. I had to be there. I didn't know I had to be there, but I saw that podcast. I've been watching Luke for so long. I've been wanting to dance with Luke for so long. And this time I made it happen. Make it happen, man. Make your dreams come true. You got to take action. So let me tell you why it's so important to take action, and why it's so important to say yes to your success, yes to investing in your personal development, yes to coming to this conference, yes to saying yes that you can grow, yes to more confidence, yes to more healing, unblocking yourself from fear and doubt and insecurity and thinking that you can't live your best life. You want to surround yourself with like-minded people? Here's the opportunity. But let me tell you something. September 2018. The reason why I did the speaking program that I did back then was because I wanted to open a gym in Poland. I wanted to move here. I realized that moving to Poland in 2018, I was working in the government. Wouldn't have been so easy, because the money I was making in Australia wasn't bad. You know what I mean? Like, I was making like 70,000, something like that a year. So, I was paying my rent and it was enough. I had a car. It was fine. Living my life, paying my debts, whatever it was, right? And I was investing some money too. So anyway, the decision to move, I was like, well, it's not going to happen, bro, because like coming to Poland in 2018, like, how are you going to move there? Where are you going to live? What kind of job are you going to have? How are you going to survive? And it soon dawned on me that I was like, man, like, unless you got your own business, and this is the thing that happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you start to think about a goal, think about a dream, think about change. This is March, April. My grandmother passed away, and I was like, well, I want to change my life. I'm inspired by my grandmother passing, and it's time for me to change. It's time for me to stop using cocaine. It's time for me to just like let the past live in the past, leave all my friends that I've been surrounding myself with. Not that they're bad people, but I've got to move forward somehow. And I was like, okay, in order for you to move forward, and I love this, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. In order for you to make more space for blessings, you got to get rid of the old stuff. And that sometimes means family, friends, people that are just maybe not going in your direction. And that's what I mean. You got to let go of things. It's not only people, it's old habits. It's old ways of thinking. You want more blessings? There ain't no space for blessings in your life when you're carrying all this shit from the past. When the stuff in your reality doesn't help you to evolve, because it's going to keep you level at the same place. Sometimes even bring you down, because your soul wants to expand, right? Your soul is made for expansion, to expand into your greatness, into your magic, into your light. Many of us are blocking that just because we are staying the same. Same people, same thoughts, same environment, same work, same shit, same shit, same shit. Nothing changes. Actually, if you're listening, David joined us recently from the Northern Territory, and he shared a quick story about his journey of working in his workplace for 18 years. And he actually resigned about, 3 or 6 months ago. He resigned from the job because he realized that it was draining him. He realized that it wasn't making him happy. He realized that he didn't love himself. He realized that he was just stuck there and he was just on repeat. He was just working and working and working and working, didn't realize that his environment was unhealthy. And he decided that he lost himself. He thought that his identity was his job. And now he joined us in our coaching program because he wants to learn to love himself and he wants to learn to find himself. And when I heard this, like, he's a grown-ass man. Like, he's in his 50s and he's been living his life, realizing now that he doesn't know who he is. And many of us, I think, have the same issue, we've lost ourselves to work. We've lost ourselves to our identity of who we are. We think that we are our job. Man, what a gift. A gift for him to say, I want to invest in myself. I want to work with Luke Mindpower. But a gift for me that I never gave up on my dreams, that I can help him make his dreams come true, for him to discover his greatness and who he truly is, not his job. He's not his job. So he left it to do the work on himself so that he could find himself. Wow. That's the shit, man. That's what life is about. Realizing that you're not what you think you are, and then going, I want to find out who I am. Wow, that's amazing. I know there's going to be more people that come to the event in London that are probably in the same predicament, and I can't wait to help you guys transform your life. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But anyway, so going back to the story that I was telling you about, what led me to, and I'm digressing a little bit because I want you to understand the power of saying yes. Okay. Some of you guys are probably on the fence, maybe about coming to the event or getting a virtual ticket. And I'm going to give you a really powerful reason as to why you should say yes. Okay. And what it means. So when my grandmother passed away, the decision was I moved to Poland. But again, there were roadblocks because I was like, you can't just go there, bro. You're not going to get a good job. It's not easy to make good money here. Where are you going to be living? You're going to be renting with someone. Like, it's going to be hard. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just come here. You don't have a degree. You don't have a qualification. You don't have your own business. What do you got? What are you going to go work in a supermarket or in a gym or something? You're going to get paid for all. So I thought about it and I was like, well, what do I love? And the two things that came up was I love rap music and I love going to the gym. So the obvious choice for me was like, well, why don't you open a gym, Luke? Immediately, straight away. I was like, oh, I don't know how to run a business. I've never run a business before. I don't know how to do that shit. Straight away. What was the next thing? YouTube. How to open a gym. First person that comes on is Bedros Keuilian. And he's an entrepreneur from the US, and he is teaching people on YouTube how to run a successful business with a fitness center or being a fitness coach or running a gym. He has this gym called Fit Body Boot Camp. I don't know if he still does it because this was 2018, but I was learning from him. I was sitting on YouTube every day and I was just learning and learning and listening and listening and listening. So come August, I've done all this work. I've gone, listen, guys, like I'm serious about before I became motivational speaker, life coach, doing what I'm doing on the podcast, having over 3 million people of an audience on social media, I was trying to open a gym. Okay. And I was learning from Bedros Keuilian. And I had a limiting belief as well that I could never run my own business. I had to overcome that limiting belief. And I say, wow, when you're passionate about something, you will go all out, man. You'll go and you'll make it happen. So I was going all in and I thought that I was going to have a freaking gym. And, I probably will end up having a gym. I will, because I do. I love going to the gym. I really enjoy it. Taking care of my body, exercising. So I kept learning about this gym stuff. And I reached out to my brother-in-law, to my cousin. I go, listen, would you guys be open to investing with me $100,000 each? And then we open a gym in Poland. I'll save $100,000 for the next year. I'll save all my money and we'll do it. And they were open to it. It was a good conversation, right? But I knew I had to put in the work. So come end of August, what I realized from doing all this research. Like, guys, I was literally signing up to all these gyms in Sydney. I'll find them on the internet and I'll sign up and they will give you a free pass. All these gyms had it, right? Free pass to come in and try the gym for 7 days or for 1 day, whatever. So I was going around to all these places and they had like functional fitness where it was like group fitness coaching classes and F45s and all these different types of gyms, right? Orange Theory. So I went to experience it all to see what it was like, because I was like, well, if I'm going to have my own gym, I need to know like what are all these people doing? I got to get familiar with the industry. So I was doing all this shit after work. You know, I was still driving as I was a chauffeur driver, but I was also still working as a driving examiner for the government. And so I was going around after work. I would go, or even in the morning, I would go to these gyms to try them out. So I was doing research. I was getting all the information, like, so I could understand how can I do my business? How can I start my own gym? So research. And then what I realized, this is the thing, guys, there's a journey to your success. Are you willing to go on the journey that's never been traveled before? Because you're not supposed to know how to get there. Your job is to figure it out. Your job is to take action. You know, your job is to grow self-awareness, self-confidence in yourself, to make positive change. You may not know what your dream is yet, or you may not know what you're passionate about yet, but you got to figure out who you are. You got to do some work on yourself. You got to make some sort of decision that's going to be different to what you're doing right now. Maybe it's leaving a toxic relationship. Maybe it's moving to another country. Maybe it's leaving your job. Maybe whatever it is, there's something in your life that has to be changed. So end of August, I get to this point after doing so much work and research on everything. And I'm like, shit. I get to a roadblock. And I realize that if I'm going to be a fitness coach, I just paid $5,000 for a fitness coach certification in some place in Parramatta in Sydney, because I wanted to have some sort of certification when I moved to Poland to show, hey, I've got a fitness certification, like I'm a fitness coach or some shit, just to have some credibility. And I started going to this school, and then I quickly realized that if I'm going to be running this coaching, like running this gym and being a fitness coach, then I'm going to have to stand up and I'm going to have to facilitate and lead and speak to groups of people to tell them what to do. You got to do this exercise now, you got to do this exercise or whatever, you know, because I was thinking about having a group fitness gym where people come in groups and we do it together. Still sounds kind of good, man. I want to do that shit. Maybe it's still a dream of mine. Maybe I'll make it come true. So I reckon I'll do all right, eh? I reckon we'd have fun with training together. You know, good music, dancing. We'll be dancing all the time. So basically, I sat there or stood there, whatever, in my thoughts, and I was like, bro, you can't do that. You're scared to speak in front of people. You can't. You can't be a fitness coach because you're going to have to talk to groups of people. That's your biggest fear of public speaking. And then this is how the universe works, man. God has your back. I'm on YouTube because remember, I was on YouTube all the time learning. And I get an ad that's for a speaking program through Mind Valley. And I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. And Lisa Nichols was the speaker. She's the one that runs it. She was running it, right? So I was like, oh, there's a free masterclass. Let me watch this, 40 minutes, right? So I signed up for it. So anyway, long story short, I went through that. I signed up. And within about 7 or 8 days, I canceled. I had 2 other programs that I'd invested in. I canceled them. I lost the $5,000 for the fitness one because they didn't give refunds. And I was like, as soon as I started doing the speaking, I was like, man, the gym, I don't give a shit about the gym, man. I love this. This is what I want to do. Wow. Because I'd entered a community of people who I didn't know, and I was doing the work in the program, and I was getting so much support and encouragement from people who I didn't even know from all around the world. More support than from my own friends and family, which is normally the case. You want to live your dreams, just remember, people won't support you. People that don't know you will support you. So I'm like, man, this is amazing. Like, this is like natural to me. Like, I'm good at this. Wow, I didn't even know. And it's amazing what a little bit of encouragement, when someone says, I believe in you, you know, when you get a little bit of a push from people that you are inspired by, how much it affects you, how much it changes your life when you just have someone that's like, wow, Luke, that's amazing. Keep going, man. You can do this. So come the end of that program, I got connected with all these ambassadors in the community and people that were doing the work with me, the program. And then one of them reached out and said, oh, I've got a really big surprise to ask you. I've got a question. I was like, okay, cool. And this is what I'm talking about when you say yes. Okay, this is all leading up to this now. I was telling you, want to grow, you got to say yes. And this is where I learned and understand this process in this journey of your life, of evolution, of living your best life, of moving forward in your life, of taking action, of attracting new opportunities. And the only way you attract new opportunities is because you're taking new action. New opportunities, new action. If you don't take new action, new opportunities won't come. So she messages me and says, hey, Luke, I'm just wondering if you're interested, because we would love to have you speak at our Time Talks event in Los Angeles at the Westin while the Mind Valley conference is on. And this was for February, March 2019. And she was asking me in October 2018. And I was like, oh shit, she's actually asking me to speak and stand up in front of people for real. And I hesitated a little bit, but I said yes. I went to the event, I spoke, I met new people, I got out of my comfort zone. I still got the video. It was uncomfortable. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just trying. And from that moment on, I learned. From that moment that I said yes and I did that event, I got up and spoke in front of people, I learned the power of saying yes. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just about saying yes to getting up in front of people. It's about saying yes to going to the gym when you don't feel like it. It's about saying yes to eating healthy when you want to eat shit. It's about saying yes to going to sleep early when you're really programmed to go to sleep late. It's about saying yes to doing the work instead of watching Netflix. It's about saying yes to your dreams, about saying yes to you. But most importantly, there are opportunities. Like, for example, this is a possibility and a sign for you right now. You're listening to the Luke Mind Power podcast. I'm sharing with you about my event. And this is an opportunity where if you say yes, you don't know what's on the other side. I'm here to give you the information. You understand that all you're going to experience in that journey of that event is transformation, healing, success, you leveling up in your mindset, in your energy, in your confidence, surrounding yourself with amazing people, making new friends, networking, being inspired by powerful speakers. And by you saying yes, you're saying yes to your growth. You're saying yes to your next level. And then guess what? You don't know who you're going to meet. And you don't know what's going to happen at that event, which is going to spark a thought, an idea, and another opportunity. And guess what? There'll probably be another opportunity for you to go yes or no. And so at every point in your life, once you start this journey of growth, it's up to you how far you want to go, because it will constantly require you to say yes. And if you keep saying yes, ladies and gentlemen, you will start to live your best life. You will start to live your dreams, because the yes will demand you to face your fears. And it is your fears and your doubts and your insecurities and your old way of thinking that are holding you back. But the yes is the success. The yes is, I'm not going to let my fears control me. The yes is, I'm not going to let self-doubt stop me from taking action. The yes is, even if I fail, I'm going to learn. The yes is, I can give myself permission to live my dreams. I can give myself permission to try. I don't have to be perfect, but I can say yes because I care about me, because I care about my future, because I want to be better. And this is the opportunity that you have right now, ladies and gentlemen, to say yes. So hopefully we'll see you in London. The link is in the description below. Click the link, or if you're watching on all my social media platforms, you can click the link in my profiles on my social media platforms. I can't wait to see you guys in London, 2nd of November. But most importantly, I hope that this podcast has inspired you to say yes to your dreams, to say yes to you, to say yes to when you feel tired or lazy or procrastination and you go, you know what? No, I'm going to say yes to me. Or when that next opportunity comes for, networking with a great group of people, or maybe someone invites you to an event, or maybe someone invites you on a podcast, or maybe you're called to write a book, whatever that is, you have to show up and say yes. And I hope that this podcast inspires you to say yes to that next opportunity that comes your way, because it will come. And if you don't say yes, and if you choose the path of growth and then you say no and you reject an opportunity, you are forcing yourself into stagnation. There could be something that's happening in your life, whether it is a relationship, whether it's at work, whether it's in your family, whatever, where there's an opportunity and you're rejecting it. And as long as you keep rejecting it and saying no, you limit yourself from growing. I love you guys. I believe in you. I got a bit emotional there because there's so much that goes into your dreams, but it's so worth it. And just reflecting on my life and what I've done, it just hit me hard there for a moment, because I wasn't doing events. I didn't even think about it. I was just trying to overcome this fear of not feeling good enough, the fear of speaking, the fear of sharing my story, the fear of people judging me. And I just found this speaking program and it changed my life. It changed my life. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for doing that work. And now I get to help other people to learn to love themselves and to unlearn unconscious, toxic, destructive, habitual behaviors, so that they can too have that freedom and that peace in their life, which is such a blessing, man. Wow. Anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next episode. Peace out. See ya.